On the 7th of August, Databricks shipped a SQL function that deletes an entire category of software. It is called AI Search. You hand it a question and a list of indexes. It hands back the matching documents, a written answer grounded in your own data, and a link to the source of every claim. Retrieval, reranking, prompt assembly, the model call, all of it now happens inside a select statement. So if your company is paying to run a retrieval service on the side of Databricks, this is the video that decides whether you keep paying for it. Here is the release note itself, dated the 7th of August. Read what it actually claims. Given a natural language query and indexes configured as knowledge sources, the function generates optimized search queries, retrieves and deduplicates results across sources, re-ranks them by relevance, and returns the most relevant documents. And by default, it also synthesizes a grounded natural language answer over those documents. That is a full RAG pipeline described in one paragraph, and it is a function signature. This is the reference page, and there are two things on it to notice before anything else. First, the blue banner. This feature is in beta, and a workspace admin has to switch it on from the previews page. Second, the requirements. Databricks runtime 18.2 or above, and if you are on serverless, environment version 3, because the function returns a variant. Miss either of those and the function simply does not exist in your workspace. Before the syntax, the concept. Because half the people searching for this genuinely do not know what RAG means, and the other half have only ever seen it as a box diagram in someone's slide deck. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and it exists to solve exactly one problem. A language model only knows what was in its training data. It has never seen your support tickets, your contracts, or your internal runbooks. Ask it about them, and it either admits it does not know, or it invents something that sounds right. RAG fixes that in 2 steps. Step 1. Retrieve. Take the question, search your documents, pull the handful of passages most likely to contain the answer. Step 2. Generate. Hand the model those passages and say, answer using only this. The model stops guessing and starts summarizing evidence you supplied, which is why the engineers who have actually shipped this keep saying the same sentence.
It's not the model. It's the data.
It is not the model, it is the data. And until last week, getting your data in front of the model was a build. Look at the left side. You chunk the documents. You embed them and write them to an index. You retrieve the top matches. You re-rank them, because raw similarity is not the same thing as relevance. You assemble a prompt. You call the model and parse what comes back. And then you deploy that entire thing as a service, monitor it, and put a human on call for it. On the right is what replaced all of that. Same loop. One line. And be honest about where that build usually lived. It was a Python service, LangChain, or something shaped like it, running next to Databricks, holding its own copy of your retrieval logic, with its own deployment, its own dependencies, and its own one person who really understood it. That service existed for one reason. SQL could not do this. That is the sentence that stopped being true on the 7th of August. So let us read the function properly, argument by argument, because 3 of the 4 have something in them that will catch you out. Query is your natural language question. It can be a string or a variant, and that matters more than it sounds, because a column is a perfectly good query. Knowledge sources is a JSON array of the indexes to search, and you can list up to 10. Instructions is optional, up to 4,000 characters. And here is the part people skim past. It does not just steer re-ranking. It steers query generation, metadata filter generation, and re-ranking, 3 separate stages inside the call. And options carries version, plus generate answer, which is true unless you deliberately turn it off. One question, one index. Notice what the config actually wants. Index name is the full 3-level Unity catalog name. Catalog, schema, index. Text call is the column holding the document text, which comes back as page content. Doc_URI call is the column holding the link back to the source. And filter columns is optional. Leave it out entirely, and Databricks derives the filterable list from the index schema for you. And when that single line runs, 5 separate things happen inside it. It generates optimized search queries from your question, not a raw keyword match, an actual rewrite. It retrieves across every source you listed. It deduplicates, which matters the moment you pointed at two indexes that overlap. It re-ranks by relevance. And then it synthesizes a grounded answer over whatever survived. You used to write all 5 of those yourself. The 5th one stays optional. Set generate answer to false and you get documents only. Now the trap that will cost you 20 minutes. On the 1st of June, Databricks renamed vector search to AI search. New name, new SDK, new documentation. But inside the knowledge source config, the type you have to write is still the literal string, vector_search. The docs even call this out. The type field is separate from the customer-facing resource name. So it is not a typo, and it is not stale documentation. Write the old name. And today it is also the only value the function will accept. You can see the rename acknowledged right there in the docs. Databricks AI Search was formerly known as Databricks Vector Search. The same page tells you something else worth knowing. The older SQL function, vector search, is still there and still in public preview. But that one is retrieval only. It gives you rows. It does not rewrite your query. It does not deduplicate across sources, and it does not write the answer. That is the whole difference between the two. What comes back is a single variant with 2 halves, and they map exactly onto the 2 halves of RAG. Document is an array, page content is the chunk, doc URI is the citation, metadata is whatever else the index carries. That is the R. Answer is the written response. That is the G. An answer can be null in 2 situations, when you turn generation off, and also when nothing was retrieved at all. To pull it out, you use variant path syntax, :answer, then cast a string. A colon, not a dot. That is the single most common thing people get wrong on day 1. That is the mechanics. Here is the part that changes how your team is organized. RAG is a column now, not a service. Before, your application made a REST call to a Python service, which called Databricks, and handed something back over the wire. Now you write select AI search of a column from a table. And the consequence of that is organizational, not technical. It stops being a machine learning project with a deployment and an on-call rota and becomes a batch job, which means it lands on the data engineering team. If that is you, a capability you were previously locked out of just became part of your job description. This is the shape that matters, not a demo query, a column over every row of a table. Every open ticket gets read against your product documentation, and a suggested resolution comes back in the answer field. Notice the instructions string doing real work. Return only steps the customer can perform themselves. And notice the extraction at the bottom, pulling the answer and the top source out of the variant. So what your support team opens is an ordinary table with an ordinary link in it. Think about what that does to a support queue. A ticket lands at 2 in the morning. By the time a human opens it, there is already a suggested fix sitting next to it, and a link to the exact document that fix came from. That person is no longer starting from nothing. They are checking someone else's work, and checking is a far faster job than solving. And notice that nobody is awake for any of this. It is a scheduled job, reading a table, writing another table. There is no endpoint to keep warm, no service to restart at 3 in the morning, no latency budget to defend in a design review. If your use case can wait until morning, and a surprising number of them can, you have just removed an entire tier of infrastructure from your architecture diagram. 6 places this pays off immediately. Ticket triage, which we just built. Contract obligation extraction. Index the PDFs, then run a fixed question set as columns. Payment terms, notice period, liability cap, auto-renewal date. Internal policy questions over your own runbooks. Near duplicate detection, with answer generation switched off, using it purely as a retrieval engine. Semantic search over your own data catalog. Index your table and column descriptions. Then ask where the churn signals live and get real table names back. And compliance evidence. So an audit request becomes a query instead of a 2-week scramble. And this is the one I would demo to a room. 2 indexes, the public docs and the internal wiki. Then 1 line of instructions that fixes a problem every large company has. Prefer official documentation over internal articles when both cover the same topic. Think about what that sentence is doing. It is resolving the classic failure where a 3-year-old wiki page outranks the current documentation. That used to be a re-ranking model somebody tuned. You just wrote it in English. Now the part the launch posts skip, and the part that saves you an awkward meeting. AI search deletes the serving half of RAG. It does not touch the ingestion half. You still have to turn documents into text with AI parse document. You still have to chunk them into search-ready pieces with AI prep search. You still have to create the index, and far more importantly, keep it fresh, forever. Chunk size is still your decision. What goes into that index at all is still your decision. Garbage in still gets you garbage out, except now the garbage arrives beautifully written with a citation stapled to it, which is arguably worse. And it is the wrong tool in 5 specific situations. If the task needs multi-step reasoning or tool calls, that is an agent, not a function. If you need more than 10 sources, you need routing logic upstream. If you need sub-second interactive answers, this is a batch shape, not a serving shape. If you need a specific output format or a specific model, turn answer generation off and chain the documents into AI query instead. The documentation tells you to do exactly that. And if it is going under a production SLA today, remember what color that banner was. 4 red flags, and I have watched versions of all 4 happen. Let us just run it over the whole table and see what it does. That is a language model call per row. Run it with a limit and price 1 row before you price 1,000,000. It is in the docs, so it is stable. It is beta, and there is a version option in that signature for a reason. Pin it before anything depends on it. The answer field said so. Read the doc Yuri. An answer whose citation nobody ever opened is a confident guess. And we have deleted the RAG service. Check runtime 18.2 on every job before you say that out loud in a meeting. So, concretely, what do you do with this week? Step 0, and the one that stops most people before they start. A workspace admin has to enable it. It lives on the previews page in workspace settings, which is where every beta feature on this platform sits. So if AI search is throwing an unknown function error at you, this is almost always the reason. It is not your syntax. It is a toggle you probably do not have permission to flip yourself. Take documents you already have, parse them, chunk them, land them in a delta table, build the index. Then run the triage query with a limit of 20. And here is the important bit, the one people get wrong. When you review that output, do not judge the writing. The writing will always sound good. That is what these models are for. Open the doc Yuri on all 20 rows and judge whether the right document was found. Retrieval quality is the entire game. The answer is just formatting on top of it. And there is a timing angle worth naming out loud. There is essentially nothing on YouTube covering this function properly yet, because it is 4 days old. Every RAG tutorial you can find teaches the manual pipeline, chunking, embedding, retrieval, reranking, prompt assembly. That is not wasted knowledge, by the way. Understanding the pipeline is exactly what lets you debug this function when it hands you something wrong. But the gap between what the tutorials teach and what the platform now does is the window. When those tutorials get remade in a few months, the edge is gone. The whole thing on one screen. One SQL function that does retrieval and the grounded answer together. In beta since the 7th of August. It needs runtime 18.2, serverless environment version 3, an index that already exists, and an admin to switch it on under previews. 10 knowledge sources maximum for 1,000 characters of instructions. Write type vector search and extract with colon answer, cast to string. It is not for multi-step reasoning and not for more than 10 sources. And your next move is to index docs you already have and run one triage query.
Ship it.
One last thought, and it is the career one. Every time a platform absorbs a piece of custom infrastructure, a job description quietly moves with it. RAG used to belong to whoever could stand up and babysit a Python service. Now it belongs to whoever can write a select and reason about data quality, and that is a data engineer. If you have been waiting for a way into AI work that is not a career change, this is it, and it arrived as a SQL function. Every claim in this video is linked in the description, straight to the Databricks docs. If you build something with it, tell me what broke in the comments. While it is still beta, that is genuinely the useful part. I am Zuffer. This is Data Depth.